If he's cheating, I'm doing him worse. No, Uno, I hit the reverse.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's a pretty good morning here at the backyard golf green facility, par 3, whatever you want to call it. This is part 2 to the last video that I posted. In the last video, I spent about 4.5 hours drilling these holes with the auger. Uh-oh. Anyways, we drilled all of these holes yesterday in the span of about 4.5 hours. It took a while because the drill kept getting pretty hot and I had to let it cool down a little bit. But these holes I'm pretty pleased with the result I'm getting out of this stencil tool I've got here, or that I made. So basically, I've just been using this like stencil tool to drill the holes, and I've been lining it up pretty carefully to make sure it's straight every time. But it also catches the dirt. It does two things at once. It helps me drill the holes in the right spot, and it helps me catch the dirt, so I can dump it in this wheelbarrow and then replace that dirt with sand when we go and fill the holes in. Right now I've just been dumping the dirt over there. You can see got a little pile going. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave this tool over here. I'm gonna go dump that dirt real quick. The way this tool works is pretty sweet. You just line it up with the holes on the edges. So you line this corner up with the middle of that hole, and you line this edge up with the middle of those holes, and same thing on this side. Hey, Stovey, come here now. Stovey's our newest dog. Oh, Clark is actually our oldest dog, but they've actually become buddies. They're also my helpers. They come down here every day and hang out with me until they get tired of it. Where'd Stovey go? Oh, there he is. Stovey, come on, get off the green. You don't need to be on the green. See? That grass is way better. Spray too much shit on the green. I don't like them sniffing around it. Try to keep them off of it. Unlock. I did not clean up the shed last night. I lied when I said I'd clean it up off camera. I went up and laid down. Here's the auger bit though. This thing looks like it's had like 3 years of use already, and I've had it for a day. So this is my new drill. New charger. Came with 2 5.0 batteries and a little case. All the cases are up there. All right. So I got everything hauled down here. Got everything we need to start this. We got the broom, the drill, a couple batteries, water bottle, stencil. I'll probably move this sign out of the way, or at least rotate it. And yeah, we're just gonna work on this area for now. And if we try and fill this wheelbarrow, I'll probably try and do an update like every other wheelbarrow dump, which is about how many holes you see now. It's about 2 wheelbarrow dumps. So, yep, just like just like before, we'll get some footage of me drilling some holes, and then I'll update you guys as we go. Alright, so basically, after I'm done drilling a patch of holes, this is what I'm left with. It's not ideal, but it's also not as bad as it looks, because it cleans up very nicely if you just go over it with a broom a little bit.
3 hours later.
Okay, this will be the update of the day. Today is day 2 on this aeration or drainage project, auger project, whatever you want to call it. But I've got about a quarter of the green all the way done, or I guess not all the way done. Still needs sand filled back in, but I've got a quarter of the green aerated, and we still got this section to do right here. We got this other half to do, but yeah, as you can see, it's going a lot slower than I thought. I think it would help if I had a bigger stencil and maybe another person out here, just a better way to catch the dirt, so I'm not having to sweep it back into the holes before I keep going each time. And maybe I don't know, if it was a little bit cooler out, it would help the drill. I've had to stop a couple times because the drill just got too hot, and eventually I went and got a glove because it was getting so hot that I just didn't want to hold it in my hand any longer. But during those few breaks, I did get some mowing in. As you can see, there's some nice looking stripage going on here on the fairway, and over there is a little striped up as well. But yeah, this is the update for today. I'm thinking, since what I've got now has taken me about a little more than 2 half days, I think I can get this next section done in a full day of work. Now that I'm kind of getting faster at it, I've gotten a lot faster at just drilling the holes, and yeah, hopefully I can get this whole project done and get the seed down by this weekend. That's my goal, because there's going to be some nice weather, which the grass seed will enjoy. But yeah, I've come to notice how good this actually is working right now. Like, the grass is already a lot, like, the dirt is moist and all, but it's very dry up here. It's plenty dry enough. Like, the dirt's holding moisture, but just less moisture, you could say. And it's breathing very nicely. I think after I get the sand down, or maybe before I put the sand down, I might roll it and then do a final cut before we overseed, just to get it short as possible so we can wait as long as possible before we have to mow again. It is starting to slow down from the PGR I put out about 10 days ago. I put out a plant growth regulator all the way from the back side of the fairway all the way through the green and pretty much up to here where this root is. And the front of the fairway has honestly just been getting neglected, because it's, yeah, before it needs anything, it really just needs leveling work. It needs scalped a few times and some major leveling and overseeding. But after that, this front fairway, I think will start looking a lot better. Hopefully as good as the back fairway there. And eventually I want the fairway to look about what the green looks like right now. That's my goal for the fairway. And then obviously my goal for the green is to look as good as possible. I haven't really talked about why I did all this, why my reasoning for wanting to do all this. And my main reason is just because I'm overdue on aeration. So I've got some drainage issues, compaction issues. But the other thing is just the fact that this grass it's only about a year old. So, and a lot of it's not even a year old. It's only like a season or two old. But basically the root zone is only about this deep. It's about an inch, 2 inches in some spots deep. And if you know anything about putting greens, you know that the roots take longer to dive deep, unlike grass like this, because the roots on my fairway and my rough are probably plenty deep enough to where I don't have to worry about it. But the roots from a putting green, especially in some of these more struggling areas like around the edge and stuff, they're barely even like 2 inches deep. So this is kind of my only option. If I use an aerator, I'll grab my yard butler real quick to show you guys. Okay, so I've got my yard butler here, and I've got another handheld aerator. I'm just going to show you. First, I'll show you what happens, and then I'll show you why. So if we come out here to the green, press it in. Obviously, you can see it's pretty hard to press in. I mean, I only weigh like 130 pounds, but yeah, I can't even get that all the way in. Maybe if I tried pretty hard and did like kind of rocking motion, but very compact up here. And then when you take it out, about 50% of the time it looks fine, just like that. But the other 50% of the time, you come over to an area like here where the roots are really struggling, and you take it out. Look at this. Yeah, it rips. It just makes a mess. As you can see, that's not a very clean punched hole at all. See, it brought all this up with it, which is not what you want at all. And these cores are also pretty small. I mean, when I ordered it, I thought it was going to be around the same size as my other aerator, but these cores are very small, so it wouldn't do much for this compaction issue that I've got. And the compaction issue goes all the way down. It just gets worse the further you go. So that's my reason for not using this to fix this issue, is because it's only going to make it worse. It's just going to tear up the entire green, and there's no coming back from that. In my other aerator, it's even worse, and I'll show you why. And I'll also show you why this is happening in the first place. I wouldn't say it's a design flaw, because it's kind of you're gonna have problems either way with the way these are designed. But as you can see at the tip here, it's shrunken down a little bit, and it expands as you go up. And the reason for that is so the core doesn't get stuck. See, it's super easy to push out now, but it kind of, while the core doesn't get stuck, this gets stuck in the ground because it's gonna cut a hole this size, and then you push it further in and it expands and kind of gets tight around that hole that you cut. And so that's why I believe that's happening, other than just the roots not being deep enough and dense enough to keep that from happening. The only way to get around that is by pulling a core up with a drill, which I guess wouldn't be a core, it's just soil, but it's the same thing. You're removing soil from the existing native soil. But anyways, that's kind of it for my update today and my explanation for me doing this whole project in the first place. And yeah, we'll see if we can get that other quarter done with the time we have tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna clean up and I'm gonna head up to the house, and that'll be it for today.